everyone. I'm Mafe and welcome to Moms Know Best. This is a platform where we get to share weekly stories and incredible experiences that can inspire and motivate people and change their lives, including ours. And as you can see, I have my beautiful BFF here with her matching shiny clip, and her outfit. Yona, hi BFF, how are you?
Hello, Buffy. Yeah, I'm really good. I'm so excited today. It's our new time slot, new day. So exciting. But yes, thank you. I'm Yona. Magandang hapon to everyone joining us here on Facebook and on Kuru. Today, I was inspired to wear our purple with my sparkly clip. So here I am.
Well, of course, this is our theme colors right here, so it's always going to be there. But guys, you all know Yona and I are moms. We have our children to take care of. We have our friends, our businesses, and we do so many things. And sometimes we do need that support. And for everything that we do, even our communities, there is that, I think, a reminder each day that we need the support from other people to inspire us. And that is the reason why we created this platform, so that we can get that weekly boost of motivation and inspiration to those who need it most.
Yes, that's right, Mafe. We love to inspire others, but of course that means we also love inspiration, right? So we've chosen to, inspire others through sharing beautiful stories, real life experiences from exceptional people. Again, it's to motivate, to inspire, and flame that fire from within in whatever industry that we're all coming from. So for today's episode, we'll be joined by a superwoman who's a wife and a mother of 4 beautiful children. Our special guest is also a special needs advocate and the executive director of Best Buddies Philippines. She aims to provide inclusive living, friendship, jobs, and leadership opportunities for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Now, this superwoman has also got a background in writing, hatha yoga, event planning, customer service, meditation, and coaching. My gosh, she's truly an amazing wife, mom, and woman. Wow, so exciting.
I couldn't agree with you, Yona. So without further ado, let's invite this beautiful and incredible woman to Moms Know Best. Hello, Michelle Aventajado. Welcome to Moms Know
ladies.
Best.
Welcome, Michelle. How are you? We're so happy to have you here at Moms Knows Best show, Michelle. How are you today?
I'm good, actually. Today is not such a busy day. I did some Best Buddies work in the morning, a little bit of writing, took care of Jelly, but I'm so excited to be spending the afternoon with you ladies. Thanks for having me. How are you? How are you guys?
We're good. I'm in lockdown at the moment. Things are a little bit funny here in Australia, we've now gone into lockdown. But yeah, what about you, Mafe? How are you?
Well, I'm just always happy to connect my amazing women that surrounds me and inspires me all the time. And so, of course, today I'm always grateful for Michelle and the things that you do. I mean, we need women like you to really inspire us. So I know Yona is still going to get to know you more, but go ahead, Yona.
Oh my gosh. So before we go further, I was just saying, because remember I said just before we got on stage, I was like, I don't want to say anything. And then I said something. So I just want to say it now. I love your top.
Me too. Isn't it so cute? I love it. It's local here. So forget the name of it. Begins with an A. I'll get it to you. It's so beautiful. It's cute. It has a short set or skirt. I'm wearing stretchies. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that information from you, so when I'm there, I'll be able to get myself a cute little top like that.
For
so
sure.
Nice.
Gotta love local, no?
Yes, exactly. So are you able to share, I mean, I did say a little bit, I mean, a lot about you, but are you able to share a little bit of background about yourself, Michelle? And
Sure.
perhaps, you know, if you want to share your visions and dreams.
So many.
I know.
Right? Well, so thanks for that intro. I was listening to it and realizing I really do a great many things. I think all moms do that. We're good at like juggling and balancing and keeping those balls in the air to try and just make everything right for our kids. So I'm a mom of 4. My youngest is going to be 10 and she has Down syndrome. And then there they are. They're all there on the screen. So, and then my eldest is actually going to be 22. So I have a big age range, which means I have a little bit of help since the kids are older.
Sure.
Married for 23 years now. We met here. Nino and I met here, and we made a life in New York. And then Nino said he wanted to come back. So we're here in the Philippines, and I have this understanding, and I know that we're all born where we're supposed to be born, right? Obviously, and we are born to the parents that we're supposed to be born. And I know that Jelly was born here in the Philippines for a reason, right? When she was born, I realized that there was so few opportunities for people with IDD, intellectual and developmental disabilities. So her birth kind of gave me such a greater purpose, more than my typical kids could have given me, besides being a mom and running a small business or helping my husband or supporting him in what he does. So my hopes and dreams, what are my hopes and dreams? I would hope that the work that we're doing now, like little steps, baby steps that we take with all the different activities and partnerships that we have, I would hope that we're laying the foundation for a truly inclusive Philippines. I would hope that, Jelly can inspire other moms who may be, receiving a new diagnosis, and maybe sharing or showing them that they don't have to be scared or full of regret or wishing that they had a child without that extra chromosome. I just, hopes and dreams, I think there's so many things we could talk about, without even going into the world peace and of course better governance and all of these other things, right? Healthcare. But, I mean, in my small corner of the world, I think my dream is, that when Jelly graduates high school, she'll have a choice of colleges that she can be accepted to, right?
Amazing. I love that. I mean, that was probably a really deep question to ask for the first question, right after the how I do. But when you ask a person that, though, you must admit that it really gives you an insight into their heart. It really shows what they're truly passionate about. And so, and what I loved about what you said, it is about those little steps that we take. It's really about those small incremental steps that will take us to a brighter and better future that we're creating for ourselves. So I absolutely love that. And, I know that obviously Jill was born, and that's, you decided or you realized that your bigger purpose. But how did you actually start your journey as the executive director of Best Buddies Philippines?
I was so scared. I was full of fear. Of course, so I actually have a long history of volunteering for with individuals of all abilities. And I know that when Jelly, of course, hindsight, we can look back and we know these things, right? I know that I was being prepared, that he was preparing me for Jelly's arrival. And so when she joined our family and we found out that she had Down syndrome as a birth diagnosis, right? So we weren't prepared for the diagnosis at birth. I knew that I needed to do everything just a little bit differently. I mean, I wanted to treat her the same way that I did my typical kids, but I knew we just had to do a little bit of extra for that extra chromosome. And my friends, I was always active in the Down Syndrome Association. And then my friends said they were bringing Best Buddies here. I was really interested, went for the trainings. And I said, I'll go for all the trainings. I'll be there. But Jelly is still breastfeeding. I was still breastfeeding at that point. And I just need to be close. I wouldn't leave her. It was direct feeding. So, and then my friend said, I'm leaving. I'm migrating to Canada. And I can't think of anyone else to pass the torch on to. And I was like, oh no, I can't, like, now I really have to walk the walk, right? Yeah. And so she said, I'm leaving and I think you'll do a great job. And so at first I said, no, I can't. And, I had this discussion with Nino, who of course is my biggest cheerleader. And he's like, what do you mean no? I'm like, Jelly's so small. I can't take on that much responsibility. He's like, no, you absolutely have to. You got to do this. This is what you're supposed to do. So I said yes. And I kind of had this conversation with Ange, who is the outgoing director. And I said, about how much time do you spend on Best Buddies a day? And she's like, about an hour. Well, so she migrated to Canada, and I totally joke her all the time. And I tell her, I'm like, you lied. You spent way more than an hour. And she's like, no, I really did just spend an hour, but you're doing so many amazing things, and this is why you spend more time with it. So, yeah, I think I was fearful. Fear of the unknown is always, I think that's human nature, where we always get this, maybe it's this little voice in our head that tells us, you can't, or you shouldn't, or what if you fail, like those things. Yeah. So, but once I stepped in, it kind of felt natural, like connecting people, bringing, buddies to a place where they could learn something and have fun and connect with others. I mean, it's such a good fit. Of course, when I look at it now, I'm like, of course I should have said yes. What else would I say?
Well, no, I could just imagine at the time, like with a small baby, you'd be like, oh, can I? Yeah. Like, I mean, we all do that thinking till now, no matter what age your child is, right?
It's true. It's true.
Right, Buffet, with like a 20 plus old up to 1 year old?
Yeah, you have a big age range too. Yeah.
Yeah, but then just to give you a fun fact, Yona, before lockdown, I did meet Michelle in so many inspiring mommy events, and every time she is in the room, I just feel this lightness. And when she brings her daughter too, it just brings spark to the whole room. And I always thought, wow, Michelle's such an inspiration, to all of us. So she can do it. We can all do it. We can't complain. You know what I mean? And it's true. Like maybe there is an advantage for us because we have older children to help with our younger children. But at the end of the day, they're still looking up at us all the time. We're always kind of guiding them. Even before this, I was also speaking to my husband, and I felt like this is our calling. We just have to be like, as women, as everything that we want to do and just spread love, it starts in the home. And so, just to align that whole, that whole feeling, Michelle, of course, you help so many people. You help children and others to have an inclusive living. How do you do these things, and how do they affect you in your life? Do they help you be more inspired? I'm sure it does. I mean, your line of work is amazing.
Well, it's certainly full of lots of fun things and surprises along the way. Spending time with the buddies, of course. So individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities can range from people with a global developmental delay to someone with autism to someone with Down syndrome to it's a range. And just knowing all of these different individuals who, when we come together and have fun like this, 9 times out of 10, it's fun. Occasionally there might be a meltdown, which of course always holds a mirror to me, to myself. Like, can I be calm? Can I diffuse the situation? Can I offer comfort? Can I offer safety in, when the individuals, young adults or kids, right? Because we all know what a temper tantrum is like. A meltdown is just, sensory overload all over the place. So how I live for Saturdays. So Saturdays, Yona, Saturdays here in the Philippines for Best Buddies Philippines, we never were really virtual. We were always face-to-face events. So prior to the pandemic, we'd have like dance nights, we'd have bowling, we'd go ice skating, we'd do a bunch of things out in the community. We'd go to Enchanted Kingdom, or we'd do river cleanups, tree plantings, everything where we were getting our buddies out in the community and showing the community, like, if our buddies can, you can too, right?
I love it.
And when the pandemic hit, I know all of us, we kind of just, everybody shut down and was like, holy smokes, we got to take care of our family. Let's, stay in, take care, make sure everyone's safe. And then I realized, holy smokes, if I feel isolated and I'm at home and I can call up my friends for Zoom, or I can text them, or I can hang out, digitally or virtually, our buddies don't have that opportunity. So we started the hashtag BBP Saturday series of learning. And the teacher in me, of course, couldn't just let it be a hangout. Like, we couldn't just hang out and make chica on Zoom. It has to be something where we're going to learn. So we always, I invite people to come teach us things, or so that we can learn something about ourselves. This whole month, we actually have an empowering series for the buddies to raise their frequency. So we have workshops like I Am Capable, I Am Brave. And these will be like self-awareness workshops for the buddies. Amazing. So I live for the Saturday afternoons. I go through my week. I do everything I need to do so that on Saturday I can chill out, hang out, and enjoy my buddies. And that's like beautiful. When I look for inspiration, I really don't have to look too far, because I'll get that text from a parent who says, my son is having a blast with his buddy. Or I'll get a text saying, like, I never knew Best Buddies was like this. I wish I signed my son up sooner. Or I'll get the text and saying, your workshop, your vegan workshop that you had my son asking for a second green smoothie. And I'm like, yes, one for mom. Right?
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So I think when I look for inspiration, I don't have to look far. I just got to look at my buddies and, the testimonies of the parents, where the involvement of the families, and they see, how much the buddies enjoy and how much everybody's benefiting from it.
Oh, love that. That is so cool. Like, I was just smiling. I was just like, oh my God. And the fact that everybody was enjoying the vegan smoothie is like, wow.
And he was so adverse. So this is one of our ambassadors, and he was so adverse. He did not eat anything green before that vegan workshop. So that was for Earth Day, and I invited some vegan influencers who they really post a lot about their food, and they taught us some vegan dishes. And she really whispered to me, the mom whispered, she goes, he never eats anything green, and he just asked for his second green smoothie. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome, Mama. Right?
I feel like I need to get that. I need to get that recipe.
Green smoothie for you, a green smoothie for you. Yeah, everybody gets a green smoothie for everyone.
Well, I see it. Nico is part of Best Buddies. He's a volunteer, and I do see the activities. I think that you guys made the marshmallow with grey hams or something like that, and I'm just like, whoa,
that wasn't so healthy.
I love those activities,
right.
And now my other children are wanting to join. So it's an amazing thing to what Michelle's doing. So we'll talk about that offline. But with everything you're doing, Michelle, I know this is like a fun question for all of us mommies that people ask. Yes. How do you juggle everything? Of course, like you mentioned, you really prepare for your Saturdays, but also for yourself, for your family, for your other businesses. How do you do it? Tell us.
I don't know. I don't know. It's really all by God's grace. Friends of mine have asked, like, do you take a minute for yourself? I'm like, I do when I need to. I sleep early. And I do wake up early. So like I'm usually up by 5, and that's usually quiet time where I can settle in, and like everybody's still asleep. Nobody wakes up usually until about 6 or 6:30. So I'll have my quiet time in the morning where it's just me. And I feel like moms, we need just a little bit of that to center ourselves. Some may meditate, some may do yoga. I like to pray. I like to start my day with word. And then I guess just having my checklists, I'm kind of OC about that. And now I am so excited because I found a new app to just help organize me a little bit more. And I'm actually assigning my kids different things on the app. Like, you need to do this and you need to do this. I don't do it by myself. Right. Amazing. So Nino helps out. The kids help out. We have volunteers and best buddies who help out. And I think God gives us as much as we can do or can juggle. And in this case, I'm happy that my kids are old enough. They step up, especially for best buddies, because they're just as inspired to hang out with the buddies. Time for myself. I enjoy time like with Nino. We'll go out for coffee, even if it's just for, an hour once a week. So that's it's time for both of us, but it's also time for myself, right? And of course a massage when things are better, right? With getting a nice massage or even pampering just a little bit. I'm not big. I'm not super kikai, but I do like a mani-pedi every now and then and a massage. And that's just healing hands, right? That just helps.
I love that term, kikai.
You're kikai right now, Yona.
Is it because of you?
It's clear.
So I was able to pick that up. I'm like, kikai. I'm like, oh my God. That's so cool.
Oh my goodness. But anyway, when we get together, it's going to be so much fun. But for now, let's ask Michelle. Have you ever had any aha moments with your career? Something that surprised you along the way up until now?
Okay, like all the time. The aha moments are, what teachers would say, because I'm a teacher by education, right? There are teachable moments. When you see the light bulb go off, that's when you're supposed to give all the information that you can to the kids or your students. Aha moments in marriage, aha moments in parenting. Yesterday, we went for coffee. So yesterday was a bit challenging. My kids were on edge and they weren't answering me as nice as I would have wanted them to, right? I have older ones. They're teenager. Gia's 22, going to be 22, and Diego is 16. And they both were kind of on edge when I asked them simple questions. And I said to Nino, let's go for coffee. Let's go walk. I need to walk. And so it was just one of those where let's walk really fast so I could get that energy out, right? But then we sat down and we had this conversation, and I said, if I would have gone back, if I could go back and just be kinder to my mom, I was kind of convicted, right? Because I heard myself in the way my kids spoke to me. And so that aha moment for me yesterday, it was kind of painful. And it was kind of like, ooh, I know I would answer my mom not so nice sometimes. And now I'm getting it, right? When your moms say that to you, moms know best, right? They say, you wait till you have kids. You wait till you have kids. Well, I have kids now and they answer me. So I bit my lip. I just I was quiet and I said, okay, I'll let you guys deal with whatever you're dealing with. But when I came back, everybody was in a better mood. I was jacked up on a big coffee. I had an Americano, so I was ready to write and do stuff. But that was my most recent aha moment where I was like, oh goodness, what have I modeled, right? What have I shown my kids in terms of how I speak to my mom? So that was an aha moment with a little bit of conviction. Like, thank you, Jesus. I'll make sure to call my mom now.
I know, right?
Yeah.
We get those moments.
But aha moments all the time, even with the foundation, right? Like sometimes you got to learn by being like in the middle of it. And like when something happens and you just have this epiphany, you're like, oh my gosh, it doesn't have to be that hard. Or, oh my gosh, it's so much easier. You know, I think the biggest aha moment with the foundation is, you know, we're collaboration, not competition. Like there's so many foundations that are doing so much good for so many people. Like, guys, can we just get together and do some fun stuff for the buddies that will love it and benefit from it, and everybody wins, right? So same with moms, I guess, too, right? Like collaboration, not competition. Like we're not in competition with one another.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that is you have like said so many things of like what Martha and I stand for, what we advocate. Like I was just like, yes, girl, that's exactly what Martha and I always say. Oh my gosh. And you know, it's so important for us to really band together and, you know, meet like-minded individuals who have the same passion as us, because it really just amplifies that advocacy even more. And just for us, the three of us and our viewers, you know, collaboration over competition, community over competition. Let's all get together and, you know, make this a better world for us to really live freely. And yeah, I just loved what you said. That was so, I was really like, yes. Is it the giggle?
We're cheerleaders for each other.
Yes, we are. We are.
And from so many gems that you just shared. Yes, it is. Yes. If you're a Warrior fan, yes. And definitely a Mama fan. That's just a side note from my husband from California. Anywho, going back to, I know you've shared so many great advices, but for, of course, our fellow mamas or even young women or even young men, what would be your advice on business, how to start, how to pursue their love, their passions? Because obviously for you, it started with fear, but then it was also your calling when it comes to Best Buddies Philippines. But with everything else, how would you advise people, especially right now, you know, everybody's challenged at the moment?
Right. So of course, you know, right now, we know technology is huge, right? So harnessing that and using that in a way that we know that it still serves the greater good. I think, so obviously my calling, it was just kind of handed to me in the form of a baby with an extra chromosome, right? And it was easy for me to follow that path. I think prior to that, the passions that I pursued, what I enjoyed doing most was always something where I was helping someone else, or I was lifting up someone else or edifying someone else. So even if it was that group of moms, you know, a small group of moms that we would see each other, that eventually became a bigger group of moms that we started empowering one another. I think anything that you do where you know you're helping other people, right? It's and that it could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be something, you know, so noble as teaching or helping kids with special needs. It could be really helping people set up websites or something. If that's what you're doing and you know you're helping and you know you're doing good, then I feel like everything else kind of follows. I've heard so many stories where kids were discouraged from following something that they were passionate about for something that was more like, whether it was a desk job or more reliable or more, what would be the word? I don't want to say monotonous, but right, more stable. And then you find out later that after they've had years in this career or years in, you know, doing these other things that they might have been encouraged to do, then they find their passion, and wow, things just open up and the whole world opens up for them. Advice for people who are starting out in business, align your values with what you're doing. I think that also has so much to do. I mean, and to do, no matter what it is, to do it with integrity. And, you know, you could do it and be proud of what you do, but not necessarily prideful, right? So I guess that is kind of broad and kind of, you know, if I was to give advice, but I think that's it. And I think what we're seeing now, I mean, in terms of the shift of everything, you know, the pandemic has changed everything. It's changed what we value now. Obviously, we value health, and, you know, health is wealth. And we value our families that some of us can't see. Like some of us haven't seen our elderly family, or our lalas, or titas, or people who are older, because we can't risk exposing them, right? Or even the kids. Like Jelly is immunocompromised, so she hasn't seen a lot of her family as well. I think whatever we do, if it sounds, because you still got to put food on the table. You still got to, if you have a family, you still got to provide for your family. But to find those avenues where you can serve and where you can do good in a way that's solid, that's full of integrity, I think, then I just kind of feel like that everything else will follow. Yeah. I know I repeated myself.
No, I mean, I think, you know, you've just reiterated such a beautiful message. And it really is something I feel that is timely, and it's always a beautiful message to continue to share with our viewers. And even for me to hear that, you know, I really feel like, I know I haven't physically met you. This is our first time to, you know, like meet face to face, so to speak. But I feel like there is such a strong connection there, because everything, like, no word of a lie, everything that you say, right, Mafe, like, it's the things that I truly believe in. Yay. And that's why every time I was just like, yes, like, that is so true. Like, I'm just really like, oh my God, like, I was having that moment of like, oh my God, Michelle, yes, like, you know, that whole, like,
yes, thank you. I'm so glad I'm here.
So I really, I know, I've learned so much, and I think it's just that beautiful reminder that the path that we take, it is the choice that we made. And so when we continue to remind ourselves of our choices and how it is closely knit to our beliefs and our values, that in itself will enable us to keep going, to put in that 1% every single day. And that's why I've loved that what you just said, because I feel like what Mafe and I shared in the beginning, this is also something for us where it boosts us as well. And I'm telling you, Michelle, it's exactly what I needed right now. And so, thank you so much for that. I loved it. So, you know that you do a lot of things, and but I'm going to ask anyway, what's next for you, Michelle?
Oh, gosh, what's next? Okay, so I started this new project. I love cooking. Cooking and serving obviously is a love language of mine. I started this new cooking show on Rappler. So I'm sharing like home cooked recipes, learning from different chefs, learning, like, I went down this rabbit hole for steak for Father's Day and didn't even know there's so many different cuts, there's so many different grades. Like, I love learning about the food that we're eating, as well as sharing that information, right? So #sharing is caring. So I started this. I feel I love being in the kitchen. I'm just trying to now figure out how I can be in the kitchen and be in front of the camera and not be so awkward. So that's like the newest thing that I'm working on, which is absolute fun. It's so fun.
Oh my gosh!
Eventually, I hope I can get one of my buddies who enjoys cooking on the show as well. And then, of course, for Best Buddies, I'm always looking for long-term partners that believe in our mission, that will help us incite more change for our family. I just want to keep everyone healthy. And when it's time to go back to school face to face, I want everybody to be ready. And that includes also our mental health, right? So we made plans for tomorrow to get out of the city and go to this farm and have a picnic. And just getting out and not wearing a mask for a little while, that means that's in the near future. So that's tomorrow. I'm happy to be doing that tomorrow. Next, in terms of personally, well, I'm constantly trying to hold this mirror up to myself and heal those broken parts that, we don't always talk about, the ugly parts that maybe we don't want to share, those little voices, and just moving towards a better, healthier, more well-rounded mom who, of course, can fill her children's cup because her cup is full as well. So cooking show, Best Buddies, same of everything, but the cooking show is definitely the newest thing on the horizon, where we're learning as we go along.
That's exciting. Oh my God, that is so amazing. I'm really excited for you. So, I mean, I'd like you to, how do people watch you, or if people want to volunteer, are they able to do that at this point in time?
Absolutely.
How can they contact you?
So on social media, I'm Mom Man Manila. So that's Mama N Manila. And then for Best Buddies, we're Best Buddies Philippines. So you can look for us on Instagram and Twitter. We just joined Kumu. I'm learning more about Kumu now.
There you go.
Yes, I'm so excited for that. That's another learning opportunity, of course.
Yes.
And then for Kitchen 143, we're also on Facebook, but we broadcast live on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday at 4 p.m. So we have this coming Tuesday on the 6th. We are talking about coffee. So maybe you can come talk and coffee talk at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. So we'll be doing that.
Where's the coffee talk?
Coffee Talk will be on the Rappler Facebook page. So we go live on Facebook, Twitter, and also YouTube. But the most engagement, it's nice to ask questions if you're on Facebook. So if you have any cooking questions or questions about coffee, it's better to watch there.
Oh my God, you mentioned two things that are two things that Australians are super proud of: steak and coffee.
Yes,
that is part of the Aussie culture. That's why when you said that, I was like, yes, tick, steak. We got one of the best beef in the world. Coffee, yes. We might sometimes be a little bit coffee snobbish, but we love our coffee here in Australia too. So.
I love coffee. I enjoy coffee, loads of it. I drink a lot of coffee every day. It's good. I always tell myself it's an antioxidant, so it's good for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the steak.
Just balance it off with the water. Just keep drinking water with the coffee.
There you go.
Exactly.
So it'll be perfect. You should tune in.
Yes.
You could tell me a thing or two about coffee.
Oh my God. Yeah. You just quietly I've got it on the side. Oh my God. That's so exciting. Well, I'm so happy for you. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing your journey with us. I know it was such a small sneak peek behind your, journey, but it's been beautiful to learn from you, and I've just loved you've pursued your calling, and you've really pursued something within your heart, and you're serving from your heart, which is absolutely beautiful. What you do for kids with intellectual and developmental disabilities is just truly inspiring and amazing, and you really are a superwoman, and I just love how honest you've been with us. Right, Marfe?
Yes.
Thank you.
Super. Which sees what you get, and that's the like-minded people that we like to be surrounded by. And I have to give you an extra thank you because you did say a key app also. So hello to everyone on Kumu. Please do follow Best Buddy Philippines or Best Buddy PH, and watch out because Best Buddy Philippines is our official beneficiary for Mr. Kumu Global, and that is going to be happening July 31, but the whole of July we will be promoting and advocating with amazing, inspiring men who will be a voice on, just giving back and also learning more from Michelle, because Michelle will also be one of the mentors. So I'm excited for that. I'll invite you to that one so we can learn more about Best Buddies Philippines.
Yes, so I can see you again.
Sure. Yes. Oh my God, this is
exactly. We're connected already.
Yeah.
Exactly. So again, thank you, Michelle, for your time. We appreciate you so much, and we will be supporting whatever else that you have upcoming. For Moms of the Best community, please do support this amazing woman, and we'll have all her links to her pages and social media accounts so you can support her easily and finding it on the caption. So we'll see you later, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome.
You.
I loved it. Thank you so much.
We'll have you again.
Oh my God.
It was such a great episode with Michelle Yona. I told you get along with her because
I know.
She's
Seriously,
just
I feel
pure
like
joy.
she's like a sister from like another mister.
Yeah.
Like we were just I know I could chat with her from like coffee until cocktails.
Yes.
You're like,
you can.
I just love it. I
You
love
totally
it.
can.
Thank you so much for introducing us to such a wonderful, wonderful woman. And yes, oh my God, I'm so excited. Mafe, tell me about the Mr. Kumu Global so that we can invite people to this event.
Yes, so download the Kumu app, guys, because it's going to be live there. We have already closed, I believe, 12 inspiring candidates, and I think we're going to open it up, maybe, if we can squeeze it in. But July 10th is the talent show, and July 31st is the pageant day. So both days, all the virtual gifts that is given to the event and also the candidates will be going towards our beneficiary with Michelle, Best Buddies Philippines. So it is going to be another amazing event for Kumu Global Pageants. And as you know, it's so nice to give back, especially at this time. So I hope that everybody can spread the word and follow Best Buddies Philippines on Kumu, because that is their official page. It is already verified, so that we know if ever you do want to donate or even want to learn more on how to be, part of the organization, please do reach out to Michelle or even myself and Yona, because we will be able to connect you guys.
Exactly.
But apart from that, I'm just so excited. July, Yona. July 1st.
I know. I cannot believe it's July 1. Like, where has the year gone? Like, it really has flown. And what's been amazing is that we've done a few things together, and we will continue to be doing amazing things. And please, for those who are watching, and feel free to share our shows, our episodes, especially to those individuals and moms. It doesn't have to be moms who may need the message that we share. So I just love what we're doing here at Moms Know Best. I really am so proud of like the messages that we share. And we get to have fun along the way as well. So
I know. It's very intentional catch up.
Yeah.
But thank you to our amazing support group, our team, of course, Empowered Virtual Assistant, Kai Services, Mafe Management Productions. Thank you again, everyone, on Facebook and on Kumu. This is definitely our new slot, and we feel fresh and energized, especially with our amazing guest today. So, Yona, I'll see you next episode on
Moms.
Knows Best.
Almost. Yay.
Almost.
I got it.